everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. I, of course, am one of your hosts. Here with what? What?
Nothing.
Jeez, I forgot what to say. Top of the morning to you. I'm over here. I'm Conor McGregor. Try my whisker. I'll punch you in the face. Anyways, but that was more. That was crazy. Who cares? Good people. But anyways, I'm here with a very festive looking.
SOS in here with, I think you're wearing green, the dark and mysterious.
I tried.
Hey. Dark and mysterious.
Haywire. The pigeon-esque.
Oh, damn it.
And we're also here with the CIA spy.
Your friendly neighborhood CIA spook, Dirty Birdie.
Dirty Birdie. We thought in honor of St. Patrick's Day, we would bring you some stories from the homeland itself.
The good old Emerald Isle.
You bet. So, anyway. Who would like to go first? We all have different stories, so. Haywire?
Sure.
Haywire.
By default. So one of the mythological creatures I looked at were the Selkies, which I think everyone's heard of. The mer people that are seals in the water but can take off their skins and turn into humans on land. What I think is interesting about the Selkies that's a little bit different is that their male counterparts are also supposed to be just as beautiful as the female counterparts. However, the males specifically target women who are unhappy in their marriages. So that's their crowd. If you are a woman wanting to contact a male Selkie, you just go into the ocean, cry 7 tears, and a male Selkie will just appear and either take you to your death or whisk you to your dreamland.
Oh,
wow.
So 50-50.
I like the thing Borat emerges from the water, and
Borat.
Hello, sexy lady, yes, in the water. High five.
I brought this bag. Get in the bag.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was a male Selkie. I always thought I didn't know that.
I've only heard of the females, so that was cool for me. I think the
I
females
heard the
are supposed to be
were like really, really monstrous, like grotesque, and only the female Selkies were pretty.
No, the males are supposed to be just as beautiful.
Yeah.
And
damn it. Man, sorry.
No, you're good.
The
females are supposed to be like sirens. So there's a really popular tale of a female Selkie who left her skin on land. A human, took it and wouldn't give it back to her. When he saw her at first, he just instantly fell in love and hid the skin from her. So naturally, she would marry him and they would have kids, and she would look at the sea and just wish to go back. And her youngest child asked her why she would do this. She told her child, I'm actually a Selkie. I belong out there. So the child found the skin and gave it back to his mother so she could go and be off in the ocean with her people. So that's, I think, one of the more popular tales of the Selkies.
I think in Washington on one of the harbors they have the
beautiful statue. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The one with the seal skin? The seal skin tail? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say. There's a crackhead on the beach that claims to be the preacher and he tries to lure women into his tent.
I would not doubt it at this point.
No, damn it. What I was going to say was that also remember that these male creatures also lure women with songs, and the women feel like when they take themselves to the water, they feel comfort. And so, I mean, like I said, they can whisk you away to romance or.
Yeah.
And then eat you.
Yeah, they think Selkies are either people who were cursed or people who drowned at sea and are stuck in between the spirit realm and this realm too. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I never read that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's what I have on Selkies.
Wow.
Young.
Okay.
Dirty
Okay.
work?
Okay. Which one do you want? Do you want the Doulahan, the Pookie, or where did it go?
Just pick one. Pick one.
Surprise us.
We're gonna do a round robin here.
Okay. Have you guys?
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Abertach? I'll just say that. Sorry to our Irish listeners if I slaughtered that, but
They're wrong. They can't tell.
but the Abertach is an interesting story. Everybody knows where the origins of Dracula started, but did you know that Bram Stoker got inspiration from this Irish legend? This legend starts with a little guy who was a chieftain of a town called Irigal. He was known for practicing dark magic and oppressing his subjects. Well, word got out what he was doing, and the story varies, but a chieftain by the name of Finn McCool was a legendary hunter.
Finn McCool.
Finn McCool.
Yeah.
McCool
Okay,
McCool killed Abertach and buried him standing up, as was custom of the time. The next night, Abertach rose from his grave and became the walking dead, feasting on his subjects' blood. He even demanded subjects bring him more people to feast on, and he even had a little bowl that he kept around with him for the blood. McCool, hearing what happened, killed him again and buried him the same way. Again, he rose from the grave and terrorized the town. This time, McCool asked the advice of a druid as to what he should do. The druid told him that he should be slain and pierced in the heart by a sword made from the yew tree and buried upside down, covered with branches and brambles, with hawthorn, and a large rock on top. There is a monument to him at, here we go, Slaughterbartok, but but in the Irish language is locked. But people have reported really bad experiences out there. So that's one of my Irish legends.
So where is it? Say that name again.
Which one? Lack or
the other one?
Slaughter Bartok.
Yeah, that one. Common spelling. Yeah. Okay. So, of course, because I have a dog named Banshee, I had to take Banshee. So she's the woman of the fairies, or she's considered a supernatural being in Ireland whose wailing or keening is believed to foretell the death of someone. She's usually associated with particular families, and she will stay with that family until all members are dead. So she's always there. So when one, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but she does warn. Like somebody's what?
I was gonna say, just like that one girl you can't get rid of, you go from family member to family. This one of them dies. He's listening to this, like, oh, look, on that cousin. Oh, don't worry, she's like a cockroach, she'll live forever.
So, she's only attached to families of pure Irish lineage, and her description varies. So some descriptions say that she's young and beautiful and has very long red hair or white hair. Other descriptions say she's incredibly old and she has very gray hair, but some descriptions say that she has dressed in beautiful garb. Other descriptions say she's in a cloak with like a raggedy veil. I mean, she's just, so it's kind of all over the board. If she's seen headless, Then she carries a bowl of blood. So she won't have a head, but she'll carry a bowl of blood with her. Don't know
Delicious.
what that's about. She doesn't cause death. She doesn't cause the death. She's warning the family that a death is imminent. Yeah. And the first stories trace back to the 8th century. And so women would sing or keen, as it's called in Ireland. They keen, and a sad song when someone died. And so that they don't know if that's how this legend spun off, but allegedly there's families that are still hear her today.
They actually used to hire women to live with the family and do their keening at the funerals. So
yeah,
because people died all the time back then.
Yeah, people died.
And sometimes, and sometimes if you weren't nice with your subjects or whatever, like your only family's going to be at the funeral. So, and they could hate each other. So they hire a woman to go out there and cry for him or something like that. I'm hearing about that.
In Irish culture, you typically don't have like a memorial service. You have a wake.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be more of a celebration of the life, right?
Yeah.
So there's it's drinking and having fun and telling tales of the person who's passed on, and
then,
you know.
And then you get that woman at anybody's funeral, you get her pregnant behind the bar. Is this whole thing?
There is
that whole mourning ceremony where you can hire. That's what when I die, I want to just say something. You know what? I want to pay a celebrity to like come to my funeral and like confuse people. Like I want to pay the guy that played Joey in Full House to come into my funeral and like start. What's his name? Dave Coulier.
Dave Coulier.
Dave Coulier. Just have him like crying like at my funeral, and people are being super confused. I'm like, is Econ's last name Coulier? Like, what is this? Why is he here? And he's over there crying like, "Hello, everybody. I'm really sad." I can't even remember. Then you'll put some shit and write a song about you. No, that's not what I was going to say. I'm sorry, guys. What I was going to say was the whole professional mourner thing. That was big in places like China too. So there was usually she was a street beggar who you would pay. I think it's called a banshee. I think it's what it's called, and it's like a very sad song, and you pay this woman. And if you listen to these songs that these people have, they're not meant to be beautiful songs. They're horrible. Like it's wailing, literally wailing, and they're banging on drums, and they're just screaming and crying for this person. And these people would get paid just to go to it. Can you imagine? It's like, you know what? I hate these people here. I can't stand them. That crackhead that's hanging around over there. Yeah, bring her over here. And what? You know what? Never mind. Go ahead. Who's next?
Well, it's actually your turn to bring up a story. So, do you want to talk about the chubby crackheads or what?
Okay, you know what? This is. See, I swear every week.
We can talk about the chubby crackheads.
No, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Then let's just continue with the St. Patrick's Day thing. So. Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay.
Done.
Okay, so I'm just nervous. Okay, so you know what? I might as well say like, hey, everybody. A lot of people when they don't have enough money, they fly coach. You know where I fly? Where I fly, there's a bunch of Irish people dancing. So I kind of joke. Come on. Anyways, those of you don't remember this. Anyway, so St. Patrick, geez. When he arrived in Ireland, there's a lot of myths about St. Patrick. It's like, did you know that he put off snakes and he cast them out into the sea, and those type of legends accumulated much later after, and a lot of them were actually, I think, fabrications from the Catholic Church. A lot of them you heard in the 1800s in the United States. What he was when he arrived, he was a Christian. He was a Protestant. Catholics will say, no, he was Catholic. No, he was a Protestant. When he arrived in Ireland, the English had taken a huge stranglehold on Ireland, and they ran the place under Catholicism because the pagan tribes there were actually divided. They were too busy fighting each other. And how do you conquer your enemies? You make sure that they're all divided and they're all fighting. So here you have St. Patrick, and he was basically sharing the gospel, and he baptized over 30,000 people in Ireland and converted them to Christianity. And what happened was he not only did he abolish slavery because people of that time, the Celts, they practiced slavery, but they practiced a horrible form of slavery to the point where they wanted people to understand this guy is my slave and this woman is my slave. They would cut off your ears and cut off your nose just so that you were deformed and they knew, like, this person belongs to me. So he was like, we gotta stop doing that. Why are we fighting each other? We should all be. So a lot of people are saying maybe these people converted because they actually believed. And other people are saying maybe it was like a political move by their part. But he ended up uniting these pagan tribes, baptized them, then they became, Protestants. And they were actually able to push off the English and push them. That's why Ireland is divided. Ireland was divided, from the English to the Irish side was because, the nation was split. And it's like, we're not going to take this anymore. If you guys want to blah, 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 you guys go that way and we'll stay here. And the Catholics were like, you know what, we're not strong enough now to kind of push these guys around. So you know what, I think we'll stay over here. Which is why Ireland has orange and green as their flag. So you get the green, which is the Catholic side of Ireland, and then you have the orange, which is the Protestant side. So, and to kind of have like a type of ceasefire, you had, I think the Catholics call them saints, and the Protestants, so here you have this, we'll call it Brother Patrick. You have Brother Patrick, he wanted to deliver a speech to these people. Like, okay, we need to live at peace. We need to live in harmony. So what he did was, famously, he wore blue robes as like, I'm not taking a side. I'm in the middle. So there's a lot of pictures of Brother Patrick out there wearing this awesome like blue robe, and that's from that moment where he called this huge meeting. And everybody's like, all right, you know what? I think we do need to stop killing each other. We're just going to continue. So another thing is the shamrock, which is the national flower of Ireland. That came about because in explaining to the people how we explain the Trinity, he actually utilized the shamrock. And it's like, okay, so there you go. So it's one God in three persons, and then he was kind of like, they're all part of it's like this. Three leaves, one single. So there you go. And then after he ended up dying, many, many years later, they continued their shenanigans, and they continued to be at war, only with more modern technology, of course. And from there, you get, people that form like an English army, and then from there, you get the IRA, the Irish Republican Army, which is seen as a terroristic group of certain people. It's this whole big thing. Let's not get into that. Oh, there we go. The end.
Very cool. Good history lesson.
Good
history lesson.
You bunch of drunk degenerates. So when you guys are getting drunk and you guys are vomiting all over the sidewalk in the United States, remember, St. Patrick wore blue.
St. Patrick wore blue. I have both colors represented.
Ooh.
But yeah. So I thought I heard a dog fight, but guess not.
What?
I'm hearing animal noises outside.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Hold on. Actually, a banshee.
That's what I'm saying. It's the banshee. Got the wrong house. It's the celtic. So what's up, guys? What are you guys up to?
Just sitting here. Just got off work a little bit ago. Uh-oh. I thought the phone was.
I swear this show is becoming more and more into a circus. Hey, what's up?
Hey, took care of that.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah.
Huh?
We heard.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Neighbors' dogs.
Oh, the neighbors.
Neighbors' dogs.
So you use a
fighting.
use a horn, like an horn?
Air horn. Ship to shore air horn.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, they won't do anything.
Yeah.
So I do it.
Wow.
But I can edit that out.
I thought you were using. I thought it was banshee
You know what?
spray.
Just leave it.
Banshee spray, yeah.
Leave it in.
Anyways, continue, guys. This show.
Okay.
We do a commercial break, like when moments like this happen. It's like, hey, are you guys tired of, I don't know. I don't have anything prepared.
I could insert like a leprechaun dancing right there so nobody can hear it.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? What you're going to probably do is you're going to be like, oh, this leprechaun dancing guy, it's going to be me going like this. And I'll be like, okay, you know what? I am not that at all. You're just kind of purple. Like, continue with the show. What is this?
Okay. All right. Haywire, you got another story?
Yes, the marrow. They're also another sea creature.
A what?
The marrow. It's marrow, so
Marrow.
Merrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Marrow or Maru due to the Gaelic.
That's a great question. I heard someone when I researched
it would be rolled R's. I can't even roll an R. You can roll an R, Econ. I have to be really drunk. There's a lot of whiskey. It sounds like I'm picking up a hairball when I try it.
It would be something like Marrow.
Well, anyways, the mermaids of the Irish. So, half human, half fish. The men or the males were said to be very ugly. So they had green hair, green scales all over. They purposely drowned sailors because they were so jealous of how beautiful human men were and so upset with how ugly they were. Are you okay there?
Econ's going in the basement.
I am in the basement.
Bye-bye.
Why? Are they like
females,
mermaids? Are they like mermaids?
Yeah, they're like mermaids, but the females are really pretty. They're supposed to have like really light green hair or golden hair. Also, are supposed to be siren-esque. Also, they think their male counterparts are so ugly that they usually go for human males and marry them. They wear these caps on their head, like these red hats. And that's supposed to help them live like far below the surface. So if a human male takes that cap, kind of like a silky skin, the mermaid will marry that human, but eventually go back to the sea. When these mermaids have children with humans, they turn out really ugly. They are supposed to be green and scaly. And if they're supposed to have like really cracked skin, and where they crack, it smells like rotting fish and stuff like that. So
so what you're saying is that that's where the Clintons came from.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say something way grosser than that, but okay.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What are you gonna say? Salvadorians?
They also have sweet voices, like siren-esque voices, and draw men in. So I think it's really interesting because the Selkies are almost kind of like this good counterpart, and then there's like this awful counterpart to the ocean mythology. So that's what I have for them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like we're
Dirty Bird, what do you got?
It's almost like we're all like trying to like outdo each other.
No.
Good luck.
So to piggyback off the banshee story, have you guys ever heard of a Doulahan?
Yeah.
I think so. Rings a bell, but I don't remember it.
So, Doulahan is a terrifying type of unseelie or wicked fairy. Usually depicted as male, these fairies can be both male or female, depending on whose tale it is to tell.
Yeah.
The most recognizable is of a man that is dressed all in black, riding a large black horse, with his head mostly decomposed under his arm, which emits an eerie glowing from its eyes. Its head has its mouth sewn shut in a way that makes it look like he's got this really big smile.
Like the Joker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
What's he trying to say?
He roams the country. So he roams the countryside and cemeteries looking for people to terrorize, blinding those who would look upon him with a whip made from a human spine.
Oh.
You can try and hide from this rider, but no gate, moat, or door can stop him. Some people think that they're safe hidden in their abode after dusk, but if there is a knock at your door, you might get a face full of blood from a basin of blood he carries around, which also blinds you. And the rider only gets one chance to speak on his nightly rides. If he says your name, you drop dead instantly.
What is this again?
The Doulahan.
Doulahan.
So
Yeah.
also he's a coachman, and he pulls a large coach of 6 horses, and the coach is made out of tombstone, coffins, and bone.
Oh,
So
see our next 4th of July float.
so if the banshee is the warner of death, then the Doulahan is the one who comes to collect.
Wow.
Do you know? Does it say how you avoid him killing you because you can only speak once?
No.
You trick him into saying something. So a lot of it was when he comes and he knocks on your door, you're supposed to answer like, either who is it, or you trick him into saying something else besides your name because he can only speak once. So there was like all kinds of different forms to kind of ward him off. A lot of it, some people believe that if you were to put so people had decorations on the door so they could be like, okay, this is the front door, this is the back door, for some damn reason. A lot of people would switch so that he would get confused and he would arrive on the road and be like, this is the back road, where is the, or if you paint the door a bit. So remember that back then, have you guys ever seen those doors that look like they have like a cross? And even to this day, they have those doors that have that weird design. He's like, why is it designed this way? You know what I'm talking about? They have like
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, they have like square panels like this, and then if you look at it, it kind of looks like a crucifix, kind of looks like a cross.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
a lot of those types of doors were made in that region or in Europe to ward off like these entities, because they actually mimic like church doors or something like that. So a lot of these entities would be like, this is a church. That's up to somebody's house, So then it would move on, or you could trick him into saying something else besides your name. Whether it was a greeting, whether you can get him to curse at you, all kinds of different things. But that's what it was. If he said your name, you were dead. That's it. And then basically you would find yourself now in the back of his wagon and you can't get out.
Okay, now hold on. He can only speak once in his entire life?
No. Each night.
A night. So he's going to collect one body a night.
Yeah.
Because he's saying the name of that person.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, yeah, he can only speak one, and it's like, this is how it's like if you guys have ever been in New Orleans.
Not yet.
Yeah, you ever seen those people that they'll say something like, "Hey, brother, come here, brother. Let me tell you something." If I can get you to if he can basically trick you into doing something or saying something, or you owe him money. Like a lot of these old linguistical games actually came from those regions because they believe that you can actually trick the supernatural. So, this stupid story. So this guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, bro, I bet I can tell you where you got them shoes at what time or what day, and if I guess correctly, I'll give. If I guess correctly, you'll meet $5, brother. But if I can't guess," he said, "I can give you $5. Whatever the hell it was he was saying. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, deal. So he comes up and he says, "Those shoes there, brother, you got it here on the 5th Avenue at this," and he looked at his car, "at this time, at this," and I'm like, "Ooh, that's a really good guess, but guess what, brother? These aren't my shoes." And then he stops and he's like, "Oh, son of a bitch." And he's like that. So halfway through, I'm like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I think I know what he's going to do here." So he was like, "So you got to pay up, brother." I'm like, "Oh, that's a really good guess, man. But guess what? These aren't my shoes." And then he kind of looks at me and he cuts the act and he's like, son of a bitch. He was like reaches under the But this guy had a pocket filled with, because he was trick tourists. So a lot of those type of linguistical games come from those regions. I mean, so
Okay.
they believe this is how you survive, so that's just what they did to that. Man. So,
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love New Orleans. It is so much fun.
Smells like vomit.
Yeah, it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if you could trick them by just speaking another language. Like everybody says like hello when somebody knocks on the door, or they just open it up. But what if he knocks on the door and you're like, "No habla español," and just don't answer the door?
They'd be like, "What?" We don't want any.
And then just say something like, "We don't want any in a different language."
You're Jehovah's Witness, go away.
I could just see the headless horseman just sitting there going, "When did I go to Mexico?"
Oh, damn it. Dude, can you imagine, like, he's sitting there and he's like, "Damn it, I knew I should have taken that job in New Orleans."
Oh, I'm sure they got something like that in New Orleans.
Something kills you.
The headless horseman of New Orleans.
Don't you think it's crazy, all those stories about like ancient folklore about the Grim Reaper coming to your house, or the Grim Reaper, doing all these things, and he's riding this wagon, the skeletons and all kinds of shit, and you find those kind of stories all over the world. Only this one isn't as fun, because this one it's like, it's your time, it might be your time. In places like El Salvador, it's actually much more fun because it's nagging women.
Whatever.
Hey.
That drives you to an early grave?
Well, no, what it is that there's this thing called, we talked about it, dude, you can watch our show. There's an episode of Folklore from El Salvador, and on there I talk about how they have La Carreta Bruja. And La Carreta Bruja is basically a wagon that's pulled by these skeletal oxen, and the driver's usually a skeleton, or there's no driver, and it or this shadow being with whips for hands, and he goes to certain towns to collect. And if you look out the window, or if you hear him, all of a sudden you're dead. You're toppled onto this wagon. He shows up in towns where either people are mistreating each other, women are spreading rumors, or women are too naggy. So, so this guy's town.
That's a good tale. Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine you telling your woman there, you're like, "You keep quiet, stop nagging me. You want to show up?"
Yeah.
She'd probably say yeah. Sick of your shit.
So they're like, "Get out, get out."
All right, Dirty Bird, what you got? Oh, wait a minute.
Him.
You just said.
See,
shit, you distracted me. Okay, me. Yes, I forgot that he just did his story because was that one of your legends or no?
No, he's just
You, Decon.
See, why are you so? Why? Can I ask you a question, like a serious question?
No.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
Fine.
Okay, I'll go.
You go. You know what? Jeez. Right.
Okay. Have you guys heard of the Mucky? Mucky. I thought it was Muckle at first because I couldn't read my own Mucky. So it stems from Killarney, but this is where this legend comes out of. And there's a lot of lakes there. But there's a serpent, a 30-foot serpent that lives in the lakes of this area. And some say it looks like a giant eel, and it has arms and a tail. So other than the arms, I was thinking like Nessie.
Nessie?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's elusive, which is interesting. In 2003, they took a switch. What are you doing?
No, I'm leaning forward with interest.
In 2003, they took sonar into the lake that this thing's supposed to live in, and they actually got a signal off of it that would match the 30-foot length, but they couldn't find it. I mean, it's like they got the signal on the sonar, and then it was gone.
Whoa.
And so No one has evidence, although people will see it like rippling under the surface of the water and then it's gone. Huh. So that's the mucky. I mean, do you believe that? So the Loch Ness, right? Loch Ness, it used to not be cut off. So the water, it was connected to the ocean at one time when the sea levels were higher. And so could there have been, as water levels dropped, this creature or creatures
What?
that are living and they're trapped there, but there was enough of a population to keep them in the loch because the loch is really, really deep. I don't know.
Yeah, there could have been a couple of squirrels in there and then got landlocked, and
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're around anymore, but who knows?
They might have capabilities to beat out our technology. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Well, what Bigfoot does. I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, don't get me started on Bigfoot.
Get started.
No, what are you doing?
That's another podcast.
You went to El Salvador. Why can't we talk about Loch Ness Monster?
You know what?
Just saying. El Salvador is in Ireland. Okay?
How dare you?
Oh.
It's not Ireland.
How dare you?
It's what? It's not Ireland.
Why are you... What? I'm going to go back to my question I wanted to ask you. Oh, look at you.
Oh, no.
I'm going to go back to my...
I don't know if I want you to ask me a question. What?
Why do you treat me like this?
Do I need to edit this out, too?
Why are you treating me like this? Every week, I come out here and I try to deliver this wonderful show of learning, education, human growth, spirit.
Oh no, there she goes again.
Oh, we broke her.
Come on.
What? Don't look
is this the world's smallest violin playing the world's saddest? Is that what this is? Is that what you think of me? Is this what you think of me? I come every week on this show. Look, you can't even look at me. How dare you? You're over here. Let's continue the show, please. I'm over here.
Please, go ahead, talk.
How about? What I was gonna say was, I put a lot of work into this show. I show up. I show up, and then you just treat me like this, like I'm some kind of a cheap Irish swamp hooker that you can just miss. Continue with the show. I'm done. Go ahead.
Swamp hooker. Oh shit! Okay.
Swamp hooker.
Swamp hooker.
Oh, damn it.
Meg Knucklebones popped in my head when you said that.
Oh, I just pulled something in my head. It's ridiculous. Oh, damn it.
It's your turn.
Oh.
It's your turn.
My turn? I forgot what I was
Yes.
say. Oh, geez. So welcome to...
You had me at Swamp Hooker.
That's what I was going to say. I should just change the name of the show and be like, hey, everybody, I am one of your hosts. Welcome to Swamp Hooker.
Oh, my God. That's name. We should do that next time.
Okay, so...
Look, you can change the name on the bottom of your screen. If you type that in, I will freaking lose it.
What? Type what in? Swamp Hooker? Why would I do that? Why would I keep it myself? Just because you treat me like an Irish swamp hooker doesn't mean that the audience... You know what? I'm not even going to tell myself... Go ahead, continue. Who's next? Or are we done here?
Haywire.
How do I follow up this?
I know,
Follow
right?
I
up.
don't.
There's nothing to follow up. It's just, I swear, I come in here and I get abused. All the show is me being mentally and emotionally
Oh!
So, there is a beast called the questing beast.
The questing
The
beast?
questing beast. It comes from medieval times in
Okay.
Ireland. And it is the product of a princess and a demon.
Ooh.
And their forbidden love. And of course, it's just this animal that's a modge podge of all other animals. So it has a snake head. It's got the body of a leopard. It's got deer hooves, and then a lion's tail.
Yes.
So try and
He's
imagine
not
that.
attractive.
No.
No.
It's an ugly creature, and it can only be killed by a knight.
By a night.
By night. So if it's still around, we're all screwed.
Woo.
by a night.
Yeah. Well, no,
By
I
night.
guess we have all lights. A lot of people are knighted over in England
That's
still.
what I was gonna
So
say.
Oh.
we have nights,
How did he ever do?
right? Wasn't Phil Collins or no?
I don't even know
I thought
anymore.
he was.
Everybody, you know what? I should go get knighted.
I know, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Who's the new guy that's
You
in
can.
charge there? That guy looks like a creep. I swear he was a
Who?
son of one of our shows. Prince or King? Sorry, King.
Charles Chuck, King Chuck.
Chucky, I am King.
Yeah.
You come here to be knighted. Take off your pants, and I'm like, okay, I see what's going on.
The only knight that wasn't Sean Connery a knight?
Oh,
Wasn't he knighted
Yeah.
as well? Now that I agreed with. Sean Connery looked good in a kilt. Just saying.
Sean Connery. He also hits women.
He did.
Anyways, got to give him a little smack sometimes.
Gotta give him a good schmuck.
You know, they tried to catch him, like, they interviewed him, like, do you remember 30 years ago when you said that women? Yeah. You don't stand on that. So I'm like, yeah, that guy
Love him.
should definitely be nice. That's a man. If I can ever, you know what? Why don't I become him? I heard that if you kill him, you become him.
He's dead.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
saying.
Yeah. Well, that'll make the job easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Try calling me a swamp hooker now.
Yeah, let's see if I can do this.
What are you doing? What?
Don't
Swamp
question
hooker.
Oh, there we go. That kind of looked like a swamp hooker would look like, I would think.
Looks like my prom date.
Oh, jeez.
Running on. Hey, where'd you go?
What? No, he's there. He's there.
How come I can't
I'm
see him?
back.
Ah.
He's an
much have
undercover
you had to
agent.
drink
Or she
tonight?
can't see him.
You have to look at him with your heart. I mean, that joke is getting so old. Come over here, Chloe.
Okay, Dirty Bird, you got another story?
Hurry! Before the dog comes.
I got one more, and it's called the puka. The puka is an interesting creature. They could either help or harm a community. Usually small, the puka looks like a small human, sometimes with ears and a tail. And they usually have a kind of like a black jacket, like vest thing with them on at all times. These creatures can also shapeshift into various animals, one of which is a horse. It'll wait until an unsuspecting human, usually a drunkard, to climb upon its back, where the puka will take its victim on a wild ride, racing at breakneck speed through the woods, jumping over canyons, and scaring the rider half to death, only to have them bucked off right where they started. So, that's the puka.
Holy shit. Oh, Chloe.
What's wrong with you, Deacon?
I have no idea.
So okay.
The puka.
The only thing I could think of as puka was puka shells. Remember, weren't they the puka shells that people wore from
Puka. I was thinking
Hawaii.
something else. I remember my grandmother saying it. That's una puta.
Oh, no. No.
And it's like
Okay.
beef and Dr. what the hell was that guy's name? Jerry Springer was like, excuse me, man, how long has he been calling you a puta? And that girl's like, you've been calling me a puta since the 3rd grade. Anyway.
Okay. I have the werewolves of Ossory.
Oh.
Yes. So they were seen in medieval Irish, English, and Norse societies. Okay, so we got all 3 societies going here. The wolves were in Ireland until 1786. And the ancient kingdom of Ossory, which is now Kilkenny, Ireland, is where the legend originates. So there were the kings of Ossory, and they claimed to be able to change into wolves. And they would change every 7 years. So it's not like werewolves were every full moon. It was every 7th year they would change into wolves. And legend has it that there was the Gerald of Wales, who wrote a book called The Geography of Ireland, recorded an incident where a priest was walking into the woods when he saw a wolf. And the wolf began speaking to him, like just talking.
Yeah.
And
hey, how you doing?
as they were conversing here, the priest, obviously is terrified, and he asked the wolf not to kill him because he's a wolf.
Yeah.
And the wolf explained that he was actually the king of Ossory and that he has to change every 7 years. And the wolf explained that his wife was ill and asked and then he pulled down the skin of his face to show him his human face. And then so he pulled down the fur, showed him his human face, and then he became wolf again. And the priest was then summoned by the Pope to tell the story. And so, but the last wolf was then seen in 1786.
You know what I was going to say? That sounds like the story of, I know this is not Ireland. I'm sorry. It's not Ireland, SOS. I apologize. 1,000 pardons. I might have had a little bit to drink. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is that.
What? I'm listening.
Okay, geez. All right. Relax. Anyways, the point is that there's a creature called a lobizon in places like Mexico, Central America, South America, and
Say it slower.
Lobizon.
Lobizon. Okay.
And they believe that somebody of royal blood, like you've heard this before, every 7 years, that the person that was like either a king or high status or a president would disappear for a couple of nights, and they're saying that he would turn into a lobizon, which is a wolf, and then he had to sneak back into town. And when he turned like into a wolf, once he was turning back into a human, he would peel off his wolf skin, leave it outside, and somebody would have to go and bury it.
It's really interesting that you have these stories cross cultures, like you were saying earlier. But back in the days when there wasn't trade, really, to speak of, not a lot. There certainly was some trade, but not from no. So how did these stories? How do these stories end every 7 years? That whole how does that come about?
Yeah, and it's crazy because see, like growing up, I would hear these stories like as a kid, and they would terrify me. And I'm like you gotta be careful, and I would get scared. I had to go take a piss, and I have to hold it because I don't want to see one now coming by or a cadero coming and messing me up. So, and then as I grew up and I became a teenager, I'm like, wow, all these stories are bullshit. And then like they tell me like, hey, no camine de noche, like don't walk at night. Something's gonna make you retarded. So I used to get all these things. I was like, whatever, I'd walk around at night. And then as I entered adulthood, I started like becoming interested again in these stories, going to the folklore and all that kind of stuff. And then I started hearing like different versions and reading different versions of this film. Like, I've heard this before. And then I started thinking, what are these?
Mm-hmm.
They have these books were written in, it couldn't be like, well, they had the internet, or they watched it on the, these were times when there was no telephones, there was books written in each country, and they described the same thing, or close enough to the same thing.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty very close. These legends are really close.
So, what's the significance with the letter or the number 7 on both sides?
Okay, so they believe in some, at least in some areas, like in Central America, they believe that the number 7 is, of course, it's referencing to like the Bible's the number of completion, and it's a number that's considered perfect because it's complete. So they believe that somebody was cursed, and it was like on the 7th day of the 7th year, blah blah blah, whatever it was, because it's almost like a mockery, like something evil and something demonic placed a curse, like to turn this holy number into something negative, like something that you're supposed to look forward to, like, oh, it's the 7th, blah blah. Now you're like, it's like a mockery of like the fucking holy. In places like Ireland, I believe it could be the same thing, right?
I'm wondering. I don't know, but I'm wondering. So, I mean, yeah. Now I'm curious about it.
Because there's a book I was reading, and the way that somebody got initiated into this place called Unseen University, which is a university for wizards. They had to be a 7th son of a 7th son of a 7th son. That's what popped in my head with both you guys' stories. I was like, what is with the number 7?
Yeah, I'm curious now myself. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I mean, in craps, if you throw a 7 or 11, it's lucky, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. Pretty interesting. Did you find anything there, Decon? Is that your book with human skin covering?
Yeah, it's got human skin.
Yeah, now I'm curious. Well, let's see. What why does the number 7
there you go. Same shit. It's just
so
place on the 7th, and if there's a daughter, it's kind of like they don't count that. It's gonna be like the next one in line. It's got to be the 7th, and it's got to be a male.
So the 7 has great significance in mythology and folklore. Ancient Greece famously had 7 sages, known as the 7 wise men of antiquity. Ancient Greeks also told the story of Pleiades. Is that how you say it?
How many apostles did Jesus have? Real quick.
It wasn't 7, it was 12.
Okay. It wasn't 12, yeah.
I was going to say if that popped up, and oh boy.
Pleiades, like Pleiades. I don't know. Ancient Greeks also told the story of the Pleiades, and who were the 7 daughters of Titan, Atlas, and Ocean Pleione. Pleione. I don't know how to say that. Yeah. So, and it has spiritual properties. Like it's supposed to have spiritual properties to it. 7.
That's interesting.
So
we should do a whole episode on number 7.
Oh, I have a really good book on numerology downstairs too. Obviously, I haven't read it a very long time, but yeah, that'd be cool.
You know what I should have done with the book? It should have done like this.
all this dust comes out.
Hits the screen and
oh God. Well, this was cool. Do you have another story for us, Decon, or no?
No, I'm pretty buzzed. So no.
Okay. Well, so last rule: am I cutting out the air horn or leaving it in?
No, just leave it in. See, now
let the chaos happen.
Yeah, well, the issue now is that we've already spoken about the air horn so many times that people are gonna think that it's like That's gotta be something sexual. Like,
Oh,
Air horn, air horn, air horn.
oh,
and they're like, okay, what?
some kind of weird penis.
Oh,
Some kind of like Daedric demon god.
runs away and he's in the bathroom mirror going, air horn, air horn.
Michael
Air
Jackson
horn.
comes to the mirror and touches you.
Yeah.
Jeez, Mike.
Oh God. Cool. Well,
Oh.
I like this. In honor of St. Patty's Day. So,
Yeah.
what is that book? What is that book?
Historias y Leyendas. It's a super old book. So
That's really cool.
it's got like let me see. So it's got like old like stories and like I don't know.
Nice.
It's got like old stories. It's got like
Nice.
yeah, all kinds of different things, like different from different areas. It even has like ways to like ward off like certain creatures.
Cool.
But like certain, yeah, it's all kinds of different stuff. Shit, I might. Yeah. Anyways, it's got like brujas. So
Hey.
so anyways, yeah. Oh, look at these idiots.
Hey, now.
The bagpipe. I hate the bagpipe.
I love the
No, okay,
bagpipes.
all right.
Love
This
them.
is my sorry. Jeez. So this is my thing with bagpipes. You can take the world's best bagpipe player and just set him right here, and then take the world's worst bagpipe player and set him over here, and guess what? You can't tell the difference.
I can tell. Yes, you can.
cannot tell
Yes, you
no,
can.
you cannot.
Yes, you can.
No, it's over there. It sounds like the internet, like before it was like high speed, and you would start to
That's true. That's true. Sometimes, yeah.
Anyways,
Didn't
so
they outlaw the bagpipes in war for some reason?
I hope so, because it's awful. Like, you can't have people in your own army blasting themselves, because some asshole's playing the bagpipe. Anyways, guys, welcome. Thanks for joining us. You see, you guys got me all flustered. Thanks for joining us on another. Are we going to start this again? Are we going to?
No.
Okay, just stop. Look.
We're fine.
All right, good. So.
I can't look at you?
No. I can see. Thank you. Wow, see that, guys? That's respect. So, thank you for joining us for another episode of Nightmare Road. Of course, I was one of your hosts, with SOS, Haywire, and Dirty Birdie. Remember guys to like and subscribe. Show your friends. If you guys have ever, I don't know, accidentally peed yourself at some point in life, share this with somebody. Share it with somebody that peed themselves. So, and remember, guys, to always look both ways. Especially by yourself on Nightmare Road.
Oh, bye.